September is a fantastic month of the year to start planting bulbs. You can start planting daffodils in September, leave tulips till about November or December. That way they're less susceptible to tulip fire, unless you're putting them in containers with fresh compost, in which case it doesn't matter. You can plant your bulbs in beds and borders, pots and containers. But today we're going to do something called lasagna planting, or if you live in the States, you call it trifle planting. We're going to tell you what it is and how you need to do it. So when you think of a lasagna, you think of layers, don't you? Layers of meat, layers of pasta, layers of sauce. Well, lasagna planting with bulbs is planting bulbs in layers. I've got this really old pot. It's got a crack down the side of it, but I want to use it. I don't want to throw it away. So what we're going to do, we're going to plant 5 different types of bulbs at different depths in this one pot. The idea being the biggest bulbs at the base, the smallest bulbs towards the top. And what we'll get is a really long flowering display from this one pot. We can have bulbs in here that might start flowering in late February. Some may even go through to May or June. So it's a great way of getting extended bulb season in a tiny container, even if you've just got a really small space. So the first layer or base layer for my lasagna planting are 3 allium Globemaster bulbs. I'm going to pop those in at the base, and these will come right up through the middle of all the other bulbs and give me a display roundabouts Chelsea Flower Show time in May, heading in towards June. First layer in, second layer going in, Narcissus replete, beautiful pink scented daffodils. I'm going to push those down into the compost above the alliums, and these are going to flower for me kind of about March time, and they're going to look absolutely stunning. And don't worry about putting them close, because when you plant in these containers, you can plant a lot closer than you would if you planted them in the ground permanently. They're in. I'm going to put another layer of compost on those, and then the third layer will go on top of that. Third layer going in, miniature tulips. So I'm going to push those down into the compost, pointy side up, little rooty side down, and the tulips are going to flower in May time, so they're going to be kind of a little bit later. So I'll get all those nicely pressed in. Looking forward to seeing these in the spring. And there we go, that's the tulips in place. I'll get more compost, I'll cover those up, and then I can put in my 4th layer of bulbs. 4th layer going in, going to go for beautiful crocus, lovely mixed colours, whites, purples, yellows, some are a bit of a mixed colour as well. Who doesn't love crocus? They come up sort of February time at the end of winter, bringing you that wonderful joy and colour. Lovely hardy tough bulbs, spread those out nicely. Looking forward to seeing them. Because they're the smaller bulbs, that's why they go towards the top. So there we go. That's all our crocuses, nicely pressed into place. All I'm going to do now is put another layer of compost on top of them, and then I can put my final 5th layer of bulbs in. My final layer of bulbs are these tiny little bulbs called Iphion. Beautiful star-shaped flowers in pink, blue and white. Only about 2 to 3 inches tall, really hardy. So I'm going to pop those in as the very final layer on the top. So there is my 5th layer of bulbs on top, the Iphion. I'm now going to cover them up. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to fill the remaining pot up to about ½ inch below the top of the pot. I don't want to go all the way to the top, because when I water, I want the water to soak down and not just run over the side. So there we go. Final layer of compost. I did say though I was going to do 5 layers, but I'm actually going to do 6. But the 6th one's not going to be bulbs, it's going to be winter flowering pansies for that instant colour right now, and the bulbs will grow up through those in the spring, giving me that double whammy. Here's my winter flowering pansies, beautiful purple colours. Just make a little hole, push those in. I'm going to put 1 there, I've got 5 all in all. 1 in the middle, 1 here. I'm going to put 1 there. 1 at the back. Lovely soft compost. That's really easy to make holes just using your fingers. You don't need a trowel. So those are there. And then at the end, I just like to do something. What I like to do is just give the pot a nice tap and a little shake, and that way all the compost falls down around the roots. Make sure all the bulbs are nice and snug. This compost is a bit dry, so I'm going to give this a really good soak. I'm going to place it somewhere really sunny, warm and sheltered for the winter. I'll enjoy the pansies now, and then in the spring, from February all the way through to about May, the bulbs are going to come through. They can give me that succession of flower, and it's just such a fantastic way of getting so many different bulbs flowering in such a small space. Happy gardening.